About the next leadership forum.
Hi, thank you for joining me on another episode of my content on leadership development. Today I'll be speaking about another wonderful topic in leadership development, and that is the concept of validation. It's an advanced topic in leadership development because it often determines the level of successes that a leader achieves. In fact, some school of thought have it that how much of success you achieve as a leader or how far you go in your career as a leader will be determined by the level of validation or the amount of validation that such leader gets. How do we get validation? The first step in getting validation is to be self-validated. Self-validation is very important. It is key to productivity. Any leader who truly wants to get the validation of others must first give themselves their own validation. In other words, they must validate themselves. The most important validation that any leader can get is self-validation. You don't have to wait until people validate you. You have to validate yourself, which means you have to show that you are not insecure. You are not going through any form of low self-esteem or inferiority complex. You must show the confidence that is required as a leader, that you know where you are coming from and you know where you are going. In other words, you must understand your goals and objectives very well. Why are you in that office? What is your primary assignment? Leaders who understand their goals and their objectives will get the validation of others because they will express confidence. They will express boldness. It's not arrogance. Self-validation is not the display of arrogance. In fact, in most cases, leaders who are arrogant are doing so because they have low self-esteem. They are troubled with inferiority complex, and so they try to cover it up by showing arrogance. So self-validation is the inner witness that you know who you are, you know what you're doing, you know your goals and objectives very well, and you know what you want to achieve, and therefore you present yourself as a leader who is credible in himself and who has what it takes to lead the people. So self-validation is the most important validation that every leader needs. The second step in getting validation is through respect. Remember, respect is reciprocal, which means when you give respect, you are expected to get it in return. So respect, it's a gift that people give to others. In other words, respect itself is also validation. If you want to get the validation of others, you have to validate them as well. You have to be prepared to give it out. Validate your workers. Affirm that you appreciate their presence. Let them know that their presence matters a lot to you. Validate your team. Let them see the affirmation that you recognize them as your team members and you respect every contribution they give to your organization or to your team. Let them know that every time you see them show up for work, you appreciate their presence. So be prepared to give validation because it is a gift. It's like respect. Through respect, we can get the validation of others. Another step in getting validation is through value addition or value creation. Adding value to others will naturally make them to validate you. As a leader, understand that part of our primary responsibility is to add value to our team, add value to our workers, add value to our communities, add value to our families, add value to everyone around you. Let the organization know that if you don't come to the office, you will be missed. Don't just take the salary without adding value. Let them know that if you don't do your job, nobody can do it. Not because you are indispensable, but because the kind of value that you add is second to none. So we must add value to our workers, add value to our team, add value to our community. Let your presence smell value. Let them know that when you show up, the value addition has shown up. Add value in every sense of it while achieving your goals and objectives. Validation is important and we all need it. Every leader needs it. So you can get your validation by adding value to your team, to your organization, to your workers, to the people that are above you and the people that are beneath you. Another step in getting validation is through evaluation. It is important as a leader you develop the mindset of evaluation. You can listen to one of my content, the concept of evaluation. In leadership development, what you evaluate as a leader will determine how you are seen. Evaluate your goals and objectives. Evaluate your team. Ask questions. Get your team on board. Relate with them. Show them that you truly value their input and their contribution. Evaluate the processes that you are carrying out so that people can know that you count their opinion, you count their suggestion as very, very important. Evaluate your relationship with your team. Evaluate your relationship with your staff. Are you doing what is expected of you? Are you meeting up with the target? Are you discharging your own responsibility? Evaluate everything that you do to ensure that you are on the same page with the people. Because sometimes when people don't give validation, it's because they don't understand who you are as a person. So evaluate your relationship to understand where you are getting things right and where you are not getting things right. And lastly is to be relational. As a leader, you must be friendly. To get the validation of people, you must express that you are friendly. There's this saying that he who needs friends must first show himself friendly. So for you to get the validation of your community, of your team, you must show that you are friendly. You must be relational. Let people be able to reach you, ask you questions. Let people know that you are not intimidated by their presence. Some people take leadership position as an opportunity to exercise power. They see it as an opportunity to oppress, to intimidate, to say, oh yes, I'm in charge, we are in charge. And everybody runs away from them. So be relational. As a leader, to get the validation of your people, of your team, of your workers, of your community, you must be relational. Show that you are friendly. Show that you are approachable. Show that whenever there's a problem, you can be reached to discuss the problem and to find a way to solve such problem. When you are relational as a leader, getting validation of others, of people, will be very easy for you to achieve. I hope I've been able to share as much details as possible about the concept of validation as it applies to leadership development. You can also find out how all of this applies to your own industry and work on them. Thank you very much for your time. Until I come your way next time, always remember that we rise by helping others. Thank you.